The storm has passed, but its echo still lingers in the air. You can feel it, the shift, the calm that follows chaos. The sky isn't dark anymore. It's painted in soft gold, as if heaven itself is whispering, "You made it through." Archangel Michael's voice cuts through the silence like sunlight breaking through clouds. "The angels want you to hear this right now," he says, his tone firm yet gentle. "What you're going through isn't punishment, it's preparation. This challenge is shaping you for something far greater than you can see." Those words sink deep, reverberating through your chest. You've carried so much uncertainty, frustration, exhaustion, and for a moment, it all begins to make sense. Maybe it was never about loss or delay. Maybe it was always about becoming. You close your eyes and inhale slowly. The air feels different now, cleaner, softer, charged with invisible warmth. The angels are near. You can feel their presence in the stillness. Every ache, every unanswered question begins to loosen its grip. Michael continues, his voice filled with power, yet overflowing with compassion. "This is not the end. It's the beginning. The storm did not come to destroy you. It came to reveal your strength." Those words roll over you like waves of light. You realize that what you've been calling pain was really transformation in disguise. Every disappointment was redirection. Every silence from heaven was an invitation to listen more deeply within. You take another breath, longer this time. The world slows down around you. You're no longer resisting what is, you're observing it. And in that stillness, you find something profound. Peace. Not the peace that comes from escape, but the kind that grows from understanding. Michael speaks again, softly but clearly. Take a deep breath. Even in your hardest moments, we've been building strength and wisdom inside you. You are being shaped to hold the blessings you've prayed for. You exhale, letting go of the tightness you didn't realize you were carrying. Those words feel like medicine. For so long, you thought you were falling behind, but maybe you were simply being refined. Maybe heaven wasn't saying no. Maybe it was saying, "Not yet, grow first." Michael's presence surrounds you now, the golden light expanding like dawn. He continues, "If this resonates with your heart, type the words, 'I trust the process.' Align yourself with divine growth, because trust is what turns chaos into clarity." The words echo in your mind, "I trust the process." You say them silently, and something shifts. It's as if invisible walls begin to crumble. You feel lighter, more open. There's power in that simple act of surrender. Trust isn't weakness, it's strength disguised as stillness. The light grows brighter. You feel a warmth spreading through your chest, flowing through your arms, down to your fingertips. Every beat of your heart feels synchronized with something far greater than yourself. The universe isn't against you, it's preparing you. Michael's voice deepens. The angels say, "You being molded into the person who can hold what you've prayed for." Each delay, each obstacle is refining you, not defining you. Soon, the reason for this struggle will be clear. You breathe those words in like truth. You realize that the things that once broke you were never meant to stop you. They were meant to shape you. The pain wasn't punishment. It was purification. The waiting wasn't emptiness. It was preparation. You remember moments when you felt alone, when you asked, "Why me?" And only silence answered. But now, in this golden stillness, you sense what the silence truly meant. It wasn't abandonment. It was guidance. It was heaven rearranging things so that what's meant for you could find its way unhindered. Michael continues, "Double tap or like this message if you're choosing faith over fear." Each time you affirm belief, you call divine energy closer. Faith is your magnet, use it. The statement feels symbolic, but you understand. Faith is not passive, it's active energy. Every time you choose to trust instead of doubt, you align yourself with miracles. And now, as you inhale deeply once more, something clicks inside you, you believe. Your chest rises and falls in rhythm with a calm certainty. You're being prepared for something bigger, Michael says again, and the words shimmer with light. You close your eyes, and scenes from your past flicker before you. The closed doors, the heartbreaks, the failures that made you question your worth. Yet now, each memory feels different, softer, almost sacred. They weren't curses. They were carvings, shaping you into who you were always meant to be. You whisper quietly, "I understand now." Michael's presence grows stronger, filling the space with warmth and protection. His energy feels like a shield and a sunrise all at once. "Pause for a moment," he says gently. "Think of the challenge you're facing right now, and say silently, 'I am growing through this.'" You do as he asks. You bring that challenge to mind, the one that's been weighing on your heart. You hold it there, but this time you don't resist it. You look at it with compassion. You say the words softly, and they vibrate through your body. "I am growing through this." The atmosphere changes. What once felt heavy now feels holy. You realize that this situation isn't meant to crush you. It has meant to strengthen the foundation you'll all stand on. Michael continues, "Comment, I am ready for greater things when that truth settles in your heart, because readiness invites divine acceleration. The universe cannot deliver what you deny you're prepared to receive." The phrase rings in your ears, "I am ready for greater things." You repeat it silently, and you can feel the universe listening. For a moment, the light around you brightens, becoming nearly blinding, but not harsh. It's like being bathed in warmth after years of cold. You feel tears form, but they're not tears of sorrow, they're gratitude. You can sense that this isn't an ending. It's a transformation. You can almost see the angels around you now. Feathers drift through the light, shimmering as they fall. There's movement, but it's serene, a quiet orchestration of energy. Each angel carries a glow of gold and silver, and you realize they're not descending to you. They're revealing themselves. They've been here all along. Michael's voice fills the air once more. Encourage others who are struggling. Share this light. The energy you give will return to you multiplied. Remind others that their challenge has purpose. Those words awaken something deep inside you, a calling almost. It's no longer just about your healing. It's about being a vessel for others. You understand that the same hand that guided you through darkness now wants you to be a torch for someone else still searching for dawn. Michael pauses, and you can feel the energy around you hum with divine approval. Then he speaks again, softer now. You're stepping into the strength you are meant to carry. You've been forged in faith, shaped by love, and guided by light. This is your beginning. You feel your pulse align with those words. Yes, this is a beginning. Not a return to who you were, but the emergence of who you're meant to be. You can feel the angels smiling. The air shimmers with their presence. You are no longer waiting for permission to believe you already do. You whisper one last time, almost trembling with quiet certainty, "I trust my journey." And as you say it, you can feel heaven itself respond through warmth, through silence, through an unseen nod that says, "We've heard you. Keep going." The light around you swells one final time, radiant and infinite. You exhale, not in exhaustion, but in release. The storm is truly over. This isn't the end. It's the beginning. You sit in the stillness, feeling the air around you hum with quiet electricity. The angels haven't left, their presence lingers, wrapping around you like a soft veil of light. The world outside seems paused, as if the universe itself is giving you this sacred moment to breathe, to listen, to be. Archangel Michael's voice returns, gentle but steady. Every storm serves a purpose. Every trial refines your spirit. You are not broken. You are becoming. The words slide into your chest, dissolving something heavy that's been sitting there for too long. You realize how often you've mistaken delay for denial, silence for abandonment, and pain for punishment. But now, under this soft glow, you feel it differently. None of it was wasted. Every ache was instruction. Every tear was prayer. Michael's presence draws nearer, warm as sunlight through stained glass. His tone is both tender and commanding. You have not been forgotten. Heaven hasn't overlooked you. The reason you feel pressure is because your soul is expanding. A shiver runs down your spine. You hadn't have thought of it that way before, that maybe the discomfort wasn't a sign of failure, but of growth. Like a seed breaking through soil, your transformation had to come with tension. The darkness you endured wasn't a tomb, it was the womb of your next self. You take a deep breath. You can feel your heartbeat sinking with something larger, older, infinite. The golden light around you flickers, as if nodding in agreement. Michael continues, the universe does not give you what you want. It gives you what you re-prepared to hold. This season has been building your capacity. What once felt too heavy will soon feel like destiny fitting perfectly in your hands. The words settle deep inside you. You remember all the moments you begged for things that didn't come, opportunities, answers, love. You realize now that maybe the timing wasn't wrong. You just weren't ready to hold it yet, and that's okay. Growth takes time. Readiness is a sacred process. The light shifts, expanding outward, filling the room with warmth. You close your eyes and see flashes of your journey, the things you lost, the people who left, the nights you prayed for strength just to make it to morning. Each memory feels softer now, no longer sharp. You can see the thread connecting it all, a divine pattern forming behind the chaos. Michael's voice resonates again, stronger now. You are being shaped by divine hands. You are the work of heaven in progress. Do not despise this chapter. It's the foundation for miracles. You feel something inside you open in acceptance, a peace that was once impossible. You finally understand that surrender isn't giving up. It's giving into something wiser than your plans. It's not about losing control. It's about remembering that control was never yours to begin with. You whisper softly, I surrender to the process. Immediately, you feel the room grow lighter. The energy shifts, like something ancient just released its grip on your shoulders. You realize how long you've carried burdens that weren't meant to be yours, expectations, regrets, guilt, fears. And now, they're dissolving, one by one, into the light. Michael's energy expands, a golden presence pulsing around you. You are not behind. You are right on time. Divine alignment is never late. It's always perfect. The delay you feared was the very protection you needed. You exhale, a sound that feels like freedom. It's as if your lungs have been waiting to release that truth. You're no longer in a hurry. You understand now that everything unfolds when it's meant to, not a second sooner. The peace of that realization is almost overwhelming. The angels begin to move around you again, their presence forming soft spirals of light. You can sense their joy, their pride, their unwavering belief in you. They've seen your resilience. They've witnessed your quiet victories. Every time you got up after falling, every time you chose hope instead of bitterness. Michael's tone turns reverent, almost like a song. You've endured nights that should have broken you, but they didn't. You've walked through storms that should have drowned you, but they cleansed you instead. You're stronger than you think and purer than you know. Tears form in your eyes, but they don't sting, they heal. Each drop feels like an old story being released, a chapter closing peacefully. You realize that your scars aren't flaws. They're proof that light survives, even after darkness. You breathe in slowly. The air feels full of promise. You whisper, almost trembling, I'm ready to grow. Michael answers immediately, his voice steady and full of approval. Then grow with grace. Don't rush. The universe doesn't bloom in haste. It unfolds in rhythm, your rhythm. Each day you stay present, each breath you take with trust. That's how miracles are built. You nod, even though no one can see you. You understand now. It's not about waiting for miracles. It's about becoming one. The transformation isn't happening outside of you. It's happening within you, moment by moment, heartbeat by heartbeat. A golden light pulses brighter. You can almost hear the angel's laughter, soft and melodic, like wind chimes stirred by invisible hands. It's a reminder that joy is returning, quietly but surely. Michael speaks again, his tone lower now, full of calm certainty. Say these words: I trust the process. I trust the plan. I trust myself. You repeat it aloud, slowly. I trust the process. I trust the plan. I trust myself. Each repetition feels like a key, unlocking something deep inside you. The words don't just echo. They resonate, filling your entire being with new frequency. You feel grounded, yet expanded, human, yet infinite. Good, Michael says softly, because trust is the seed of transformation. When you plant it, patience waters it, faith protects it, and divine timing allows it to bloom. The message lands perfectly. It's not dramatic, not loud, it's steady and unshakable. You can feel it rooting inside you, taking hold in the soil of your heart. You open your eyes, and the world feels different. The colors seem brighter, sounds softer, the air somehow lighter. You realize you haven't escaped your challenges. They're still here, but you've changed. You're not approaching them from fear anymore. You're meeting them with wisdom. Michael's final words in this moment arrive like a blessing. The angels are proud of you. You've learned what many never do, that the path to strength is through surrender. Keep walking. You're closer to your breakthrough than you think. Your hands rest over your heart as warmth fills your body. There's no more trembling, no more confusion, just gratitude, the kind that humbles you to silence. You whisper, thank you. And for the first time in a long while, you feel the thank you being received, heard, acknowledged, mirrored back to you in waves of love. The light hums in rhythm with your pulse, and you sense the angels smiling. The storm that once terrified you has now become sacred memory. The silence that once hurt you has turned into guidance. And the waiting that once drained you has transformed into alignment. You breathe in again, slowly, and you realize something. You are no longer searching for peace. You are peace. Michael's voice fades, leaving only the sound of your breath and the faint flutter of wings. You don't need proof anymore. You've become it. And in that sacred stillness, one final whisper reaches your heart. You're not being tested. You're being trusted. You smile through your tears, because now, finally, you understand. The silence that follows feels sacred, not empty, but full. It hums with a soft vibration, like the afterglow of something holy. You can sense it in the air, that quiet confirmation that everything has shifted. The angels are still here. You can't see them, but you can feel them. Their warmth, their stillness, the unspoken reassurance that you're safe now. Archangel Michael's presence feels closer than ever. His light is steady, no longer blinding, just enveloping. It feels like standing inside courage itself. When he speaks, his tone carries both power and tenderness. You've been walking through a sacred refining, he says. And now you're ready to see what we've been preparing you for. You breathe in slowly. The air feels rich with purpose. The words echo deep inside you, like they're being carved into your very bones. You remember the nights you questioned everything, the days when nothing made sense. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still open. That realization alone feels like a miracle. Michael continues, his voice calm and knowing. The angels have watched you grow stronger in the quiet. You thought your silence was emptiness, but it was sacred space, the place where your soul learned to listen. You close your eyes, and images begin to rise. Moments when you cried, when you doubted, when you nearly gave up. You see them differently now. They're not failures anymore. Their steps. Every heartbreak, every delay, every unanswered prayer, each one was chiseling away what no longer served you. Each one was shaping the heart that could finally hold peace. Michael's light flickers gently, like a heartbeat of gold. You are not being punished by your path, he says. You are being trusted with purpose. The greater the calling, the deeper the refining. The words settle into you, and you feel their truth. Maybe that's why it's been so hard, because your purpose is so big. The challenges weren't walls. They were weights, building your spiritual muscle. You realize now that heaven never abandoned you. It was training you. You whisper softly, I see it now. The air around you stirs gently, almost like a breeze. Feathers drift across your imagination, white, soft, glowing. They land on your hands, on your heart, on your thoughts. You feel lighter. The past doesn't cling anymore. It releases, like smoke dissolving into air. Michael's voice deepens. Each obstacle that stood before you was a teacher. Each loss was a lesson. Every closed door redirected you to alignment. Every delay ensured that what's meant for you would arrive unshaken. He pauses, and you can sense the compassion behind his words. Not pity, but admiration. You've grown in ways you can't yet see. But the universe has noticed. Heaven has noticed. And now, it's time to move from waiting to walking. Those last words strike something inside you. Move from waiting to walking. You feel your heart pulse faster. For so long, you've been standing still, holding your breath, afraid to step in the wrong direction. But Michael's words remind you, there are no wrong steps when you're guided by faith. There's only forward. You take a breath, long and steady, and say quietly, I'm ready. Instantly, the golden light flares, not as a flash, but as a wave that expands outward, filling every corner of your awareness. You can feel your spirit shift gears, moving from reflection into creation. Michael smiles. You can feel the warmth in his tone. Then walk, he says. Walk into your next chapter with courage. You don't need to see the whole road. Just take the next illuminated step. We've already paved the path. You realize he's right. The signs have been there all along. The small nudges, the coincidences that weren't coincidences, the way your heart pulled you in certain directions. Every intuitive whisper was guidance. Every delay was protection. You think back to times when things didn't work out, when doors closed so hard it felt personal. Now, through this new lens, you understand. If something left, it wasn't rejection. It was release. The universe was clearing the space for something truer, something aligned with your growth. Michael's energy glows brighter, and his words carry that divine certainty that only angels speak with. Soon, what was heavy will become holy. The struggle you once cursed will become the story that saves others. The pain that silenced you will become the voice that lifts another soul. You feel a deep vibration in your chest, like a cord of truth being plucked. You've always known there had to be a reason, and now you finally understand. It wasn't about what you lost. It was about who you became in the process. You whisper, so all of this had meaning? Every second, Michael answers. There are no wasted moments in divine design. Everything has purpose, even the waiting, even the wandering, even the wondering. Tears begin to fill your eyes, but this time they don't sting. They feel cleansing, like rain after a long drought. You're not crying out of sadness. You're releasing gratitude. You finally stopped fighting the process. You're flowing with it. Michael continues, you've been asking for peace, but peace comes through surrender. You've been asking for light, but light is born through contrast. You've been asking for strength, and every challenge was the answer to that prayer. You take those words in fully, letting them move through you like truth that's been waiting to be remembered. Every hardship suddenly feels different now, lighter, softer, almost beautiful, because each one has led you here to this awakening. You can feel your energy shift again, like a river finding its natural course after being blocked for years. You're flowing freely now. Michael says quietly, "Say these words. I am ready for greater things." You repeat them, letting the syllables vibrate through your body. I am ready for greater things. It feels like a declaration, like unlocking a door. You say it again, louder this time, your voice steady. I am ready for greater things. The angels respond instantly. You can feel it, a pulse of energy, a rush of warmth, a certainty that ripples through the air. It's not imagination, it's connection. The moment you declare readiness, heaven moves. Michael's tone grows brighter, as though he's smiling through the light. Now that you've spoken it, the universe will honor it. You've completed your lesson in endurance. The next chapter is about expansion. What you've built in silence will soon be seen in the open. You exhale, overwhelmed by the beauty of it all. You realize that manifestation doesn't start when things appear. It starts when faith awakens. And your faith, once fragile, is now a flame that cannot be extinguished. Michael speaks again, his voice soft yet commanding. Share this light. Encourage others who are still in the storm. Tell them they're not being punished, they're being prepared. Because when you share light, it multiplies. You nod, tears still falling, but now they feel like blessings. You understand now that your journey isn't just for you. Every struggle you faced was carving wisdom that you'll one day offer to others. Your survival is someone else's roadmap. Michael's energy begins to fade gently, his final words like a promise carried on the wind. The angels are not done with you. We're just beginning. The world needs the strength you've found in this fire. Walk forward. Your wings are already forming. You breathe deeply, your chest rising with calm assurance. The golden light softens, but its warmth remains. You can feel the universe rearranging itself, aligning to the frequency of your faith. You whisper one last time, voice steady and clear. I'm ready for greater things. And this time, the universe whispers back, through the pulse in your veins, through the quiet in the room, through the unseen rhythm of creation itself. Then greater things shall come. The air feels different now, lighter, warmer, alive. The light that once surrounded you doesn't fade. It begins to move with you, breathing in rhythm with your soul. Everything feels connected, your heartbeat, the air, the unseen hum of divine timing. You can sense it deep within. Something irreversible has shifted. You are no longer waiting for life to begin. You are living it. Archangel Michael's voice returns, steady and radiant. This is the moment we've been preparing you for. The old has fallen away. The weight you carried has served its purpose. Now you walk lighter, stronger, clearer. You breathe in, and the air itself feels sacred. It's not just oxygen. It's energy, golden, healing, luminous. You feel it travel through you, lighting up the parts of yourself you once thought were broken. They're not broken anymore. They're transformed. Every scar has turned into wisdom. Every wound now glows with grace. Michael continues, You see now, don't you? The storm didn't come to take anything from you. It came to awaken what was already within. You didn't lose. You became. Those words reach into the deepest corners of your being. You realize that the very moments that brought you to your knees were also the moments that taught you how to stand again, not as who you were, but as who you were meant to be. The golden light brightens around you, filling the space with a warmth that feels like both sunlight and love. The air hums with quiet knowing. You realize something profound. You're not waiting for angels to appear. They've been here all along, and now you've learned how to feel them. Michael's tone softens but gains depth, like the final note of a sacred song. You've reached a turning point. From this day forward, do not look back with sorrow. Look back with gratitude. Every tear you shed watered the ground for new blessings to grow. You let those words wash over you, and memories return, the ones that once hurt to recall. But now they feel different. The pain has dissolved, leaving only understanding. You can finally thank the past for shaping you, even if it once felt cruel. You are not what happened to you, Michael says, his light pulsing brighter with each word. You are what you chose to become despite it. A wave of peace ripples through you. For the first time, forgiveness feels effortless, not only for others, but for yourself. You realize that every choice, even the ones that led to regret, were stepping stones to this moment of awakening. You whisper softly, "I forgive it all." The room feels lighter the instant you speak those words. The golden glow shimmers like liquid light, wrapping you in warmth. You know the angels heard it. You know heaven did too. Michael's voice becomes gentle again, filled with that familiar mix of authority and compassion. Now listen carefully. The time of waiting has ended. The time of walking begins. You are being called to share the light you found. The strength you've built in silence will become a beacon for others. What you've learned in pain, you will now teach through peace. You nod, even if no one can see it. You can feel the truth of it vibrating through your soul. You've carried lessons forged in fire. Now they will become blessings that light the way for others still lost in darkness. Michael continues, "This is how divine balance works. What you heal within yourself becomes healing for the world. When you rise, others rise with you. Your transformation is never only yours, it's collective. You take a deep breath, and for a moment, the entire world feels like it's exhaling with you. You can sense invisible threads of light connecting you to others, strangers, loved ones, even souls you haven't met yet. Each one glows faintly, and somehow, you know, your journey has already begun to affect them. The angel's presence grows even warmer, and his tone becomes loving, almost tender. Share this light, not as someone who has it all figured out, but as someone who has learned how to walk through the dark with faith. You don't need to be perfect to inspire. You only need to be real." The truth of that statement fills your eyes with tears again, but they're tears of gratitude. You realize how hard you've bet on yourself, how long you believed you had to fix everything before you could be worthy of peace. But now, standing in this golden glow, you see the truth. You were never unworthy. You were always divine, even when you doubted it. Michael speaks again, voice glowing like flame. You are stepping into the strength you are meant to carry. You are becoming a vessel of light. This is your ascension, your awakening, your beginning. You whisper the words back softly, like a prayer. I am ready. I am light. I am free. The energy around you swells, rising higher and higher, until it feels like you're standing inside a star. You don't feel small anymore. You feel infinite. You sense that the same light within you is the same light in the universe, the same pulse in every heart, the same breath in every soul. There's no separation anymore, only connection, only unity. Michael's voice returns one final time, carrying the sound of eternity within it. You've passed through the fire and emerged gold. The challenge that once felt endless has completed its purpose. The angels are rejoicing, not because your path is ending, but because your true one is beginning. The words vibrate through every cell in your body. You understand now that growth isn't about becoming something new. It is about remembering who you've always been. Light, love, divine energy in motion. You were never separate from heaven. You were simply learning to see through its eyes. Michael says gently, keep moving forward. Speak with kindness. Act with compassion. Create with courage. Trust that every moment, even the quiet ones, is part of the divine rhythm. You close your eyes, and the light around you begins to soften, fading from gold to white, from white to pure stillness. But it doesn't leave. It settles inside you, like a flame that will never go out. You realize something profound. This I send to the end of the message. It has the continuation of it through you. You are the message now. You whisper into the stillness, "Thank you." The air responds with warmth, a pulse of light that feels like the universe itself smiling. The angels are proud. Heaven is at peace. You stand in the silence for a few moments longer, and everything feels perfect, not because life is easy, but because it's aligned. You understand that there will still be storms, but you won't fear them anymore. You've learned how to find the light inside the clouds. You've learned that even darkness has divine purpose. You take one last breath, slow and full, and hear Michael's final words echo softly through the light. Remember this truth: the end of struggle is not the end of learning. Every new sunrise is both a test and a blessing. Keep trusting your journey. You are never alone. You smile, tears glistening in your eyes, and whisper, "I trust my journey." And as the words leave your lips, the world seems to respond. The air glows, the ground hums, the silence itself vibrates with life. You feel love, not the fleeting kind, but the eternal kind. The kind that comes from knowing you are held, guided, seen. When you finally open your eyes, everything looks the same, but feels completely different. The light through the window looks warmer, the sound softer, the air somehow alive. Because it's not the world that's changed, you have. The angels are still near, watching quietly, their presence like sunlight behind clouds. You sense their final blessing, wordless, pure, and full of love. And in that moment, you understand the promise that has echoed through this entire journey. This is not the end. This is the beginning. And you are ready